super healthy, smart and cool people. Yeah, if you hear my voice, so probably you guess we increase some our activity, and yeah, we do the cardio today, and I do it before the gym. Last day we done it after the gym, and today done it before. Just try to make each time some differences. Do different cardio and do it before, different lengths, and so on. Yeah, so don't be afraid to be too active. Like some people said, oh, I just like feel too tired and so on. Of course, much easier just lay down on the sofa and do nothing. But you know, if you don't do anything, you will not get any response. So when you spend more energy, your body will used to use more energy, and you will get more energy. So basically, you need a little bit of time, like let's say maybe 1 month's time, until you get to the new regime, and you will be always fully charged with the power what you can use, let's say for activity, play basketball or football with your friends, or anything else, any kind of activity. Maybe go to dancing classes with your girlfriend, or maybe some martial arts workshop, or just enjoy your training, build it up your body, feel good. So basically it's everything what we're talking about. So what my aim actually, it's to have not only really good body, have really good health, boost your immune system and not afraid of any disease and so on, and have always good mood, and also work on your mentality. Like mental health is really, really important, because if you feel success affects literally everything. So yeah, I done a few videos before when I make some discussion about and so on. So yeah, my video is still unprofessional, big apology for that, but you know, I just thought if I will be wait the professional equipment, and after I start to do some video and so on, and it need make maybe hundreds of video until it became looks good, and until let's say you can get a certain skills for be really cool MC and make cool video with all of the effects and so on. So yeah, I'm sorry for the stabilization and so on. Yeah, I try to walk fast for keep my heartbeat well, otherwise it will be useless. So basically this kind of testing videos, still testing, yeah, make more for listening. So you can put your headphones on and start your cardio, and we'll start some deep conversation really soon, and we'll discuss something like with a big letters, big names called God. What I didn't say yet. The video I made, content in general, not only for lose some weight, burn some fat, looks amazing, feel good, and so on, and also for work on your personality. Of course, we're all different. It depends who you want to be, but you can change it. Let's say maybe you have not enough patience, or maybe sometimes you need to calm down, be more fun, more positive, whatever. You can change your personality or anything you want. Also about the spiritual growth, but probably in our commercial world, it sounds like something useless, and probably all of the people look like fanatics and seems too crazy to others who live in a normal, let's say normal way. What's the normality of normality? Everything depends from something. And when someone focus on earning money, be more wealthy, and some people just get crazy with the meditation, reading mantra, and try to reach this kind of connection with a God and so on. So yeah. All right, so basically we will talk about development in general. So we try to be better than anyone and be cool in anything in one time. So yeah, today's topic, I thought, okay, what we can discuss a million interesting things, but what about the God? So thousands of years of our evolution, on it depends how much we can believe on the history. We believe in something, in higher power, in the spirits, in a God. And if you take any religion, like literally any, it nothing compare between God and religion. So it always bring our mind to some interesting conclusion. Actually, I travel around the world quite a long time, and I stay in the churches, in different kind of temples and mosques and whatever. And yeah, I'm really glad for discuss all of those things with the Mala priest or monks and whatever. And no of them can answer even on a simple question. So everything what we can do is just make quite interesting conversation in really philosophical way, what basically goes to nowhere. So we still like a blind kitty, don't know nothing much about. And yeah, I stay in a temple, so it's a huge machine what works very well, and yeah, why not use it? So yeah, we come back to this topic a bit later. So if you ask like any priest or I don't know, any mala, like who is a god, yeah, probably you will not get the certain answer on such silly questions. So usually we imagine it's some man with a beard, whatever, but probably some women, especially feminists, they will be not agree with why it's a man. But still, even scientists will bring a lot of interesting proofs. One what I really like if we zoom in the universe, a lot of parts look like different parts of the cell. Let's say the chromosomes or DNA or whatever, and that part shows we living in a cell of the man, whatever. Yeah, it's super crazy, but the pictures, what you can compare, quite precise. But many our world is really fractal, so I suggest you to read Mansour Ahmad brought fractal geometry, at least the theory. So maybe this holographic reality creating a really simple math formula for not make it really complicated. So maybe it's just repeating of the certain pattern, what we can call fractal, what from Latin it's mean broken. So it's same pattern change over and over again. And yeah, we use it very well. Let's say in our technology for send the signals or whatever. Okay, try not go too far from a topic of God. So yeah, if you ask who is a God or what is a God, so if let's say we take Christians, Catholics, and yeah, they teach about kindness, mercy, but how many wars it was made? Not only Red Cross Knights and I don't know, Protestant and Catholics, how many people they killed it, and the main debates was pretty silly about in what way you can discuss what was written in the Bible. So basically in Islam actually the same things. So probably one of the reasons why we have so many separation of religion, Catholic, Protestants, Orthodox, whatever, because everyone explained their own way, most convenient way, of course. And yeah, if we will read about Jesus, some interesting man who he probably tried to explain in the best way his enlightenment, let's say. So he just son of God, does he mean like everyone of us, son or daughter of God, whatever. And now we come to the church. What we see, all of the rituals, what became from Judaism, and nothing much change. So what is it all about? And only him. What about Buddhism? Gautama Buddha, who been in quite wealthy family, and on the age of 30, when he suddenly escaped from his luxury temple, full of pleasure, and he saw the people who sick and poor and struggle, unhappy. He was so shocked to decide to leave his family, wife, and so on, and go for find the truth, what reality is. And he joined the ascets who meditate, and he sit and meditate for 7 years, and so on. And basically, he find out so all our unsatisfiedness, all our struggles, sadness, all the problems come from our mind, from a soul. It doesn't compare to the reality or outside world. So everything from our souls, from our desires, and so on. And we can come to any temple in any Buddhist country. What we see there? Yes, we see some kind of ritual. Of course, we need to pay for everything. Everything about the money, of course. It was all about the religion, I would say. And it's not only one example. We can take Babylon gods, Sumer, whatever. Everywhere, just pretty much similar story, what's happened. So now we have a separate religion, have a lot of religion, like in Vietnam, Cao Dai, what mix of all religion, like take piece of anything and make a best part. Or let's say, some people don't want to believe in Jesus, they believe in Father of Jesus. So we have a new sect who believe in a Father of Jesus. What quite interesting. But still, if you ask anyone the question, who is a God, you will not find the right answer. So in this case, we only can put on 100% power our brain and try to conclude what it is. Damn, it's so low. So basically, if God's so powerful to create like everything, all of this reality, all of the world, all of the people, why he needs our money? He can create anything, even the money, but God needs a lot of money. And yeah, churches don't pay taxes. They can have a lot of lands, make a lot of business, like hotels from churches. Let's say you somewhere in Europe or UK or whatever, it's not big difference. In any area, have some temple or church or mosque, and they responsible for a certain area, and they have a certain power in this area, and they connected to the main hierarchy of all of the churches, depend from a religion, and so on. And everyone make a pretty good money. Yeah, you can cooperate with them and make a good business. So basically, if they take something, like in a community, before all of the people still, as much you can believe the history, live in a community way where everything was shared and so on. So yeah, church might be quite helpful, help to some poor families, find a job to the man when he lost it, so on. Couple times I stay in temple and they like taste me why I come there and so on. So they say just travel, and if you can share some knowledge, experience will be awesome. If not, I can go stay in another temple and so on. On what monk said, like many people come here and try to scam them, forget some money. So okay, it's interesting. And when I ask, do you often offer the money for the people? And they say, usually never, but in his lifetime they give a couple times money when some people was in a really serious medication problem, once for the women and one for the small girl, need a lot of money for pay for the hospital, and they offer their savings to the people. What I was really impressed and hope supposed to be really proud of it. Okay, still works. Yeah, sometimes this community might works very, very well. So you want to join them or you don't want to join them, it's really up to you. So if it might be helpful for some people who have a problem with the drugs, it's great. So I'm pretty sure on a certain step on your development, on your spiritual growth, religion might be helpful, but later on, if you think deeply about, well, so I wouldn't say I abuse the whole community when I just travel and stay there, use the library, food, whatever. I'm usually asked, I said my point, and if we can agree, okay. If not, okay too. I didn't expect much, but what I would say in most of cases, a lot of places was quite useful. And what I enjoy really a lot, to have a really deep conversation with all of the people. What interesting, everyone. It doesn't matter they Hinduist, they Sikh, Krishnaite, whatever. Everyone try to bring yourself to their sect. So everyone proposed to join, say all about the benefits might get, and only pluses and so on. What's quite interesting. Okay, so let's come back to the big word of God. So who is a God? So if it's something beyond our mind, what we cannot realize, so what we need a religion for. So what can I understand in my small, silly mind? Yeah, I want to warn you, do not watch a video of smart men, so not accept much. I just like to conclude, and now I do the cardio, at the same time try to make my brain work more, so probably will burn a tons of calorie. Well, and also enhance my speaking skills as much as I can. I'll give you example on one perspective what the shamanist look on. Yeah, basically before everyone was a shaman, believe in the superpowers of lightning because we cannot explain it, and we seems like magical one. But even if we can explain certain things, it's still kind of magic. Let's say when grass grow, use only air, water, sun energy, and it became to the big plants can synthesize a lot of vitamins, proteins, oils. It's a miracle how we came to this world, babies born and so on. It's a magic, real magic, not some magician tricks. So let's say all living creatures, plants, probably for you no need to explain what all of the trees, flowers alive. They born, die, grow, can get sick, whatever. Also feel something. Also maybe have a consciousness very different to ours, much more primitive, but still they have. And some cow or goat, elephant or any other animal come and start to eat these plants or leaves or whatever, grass. So basically the grass with their sensation, their capacity cannot understand the another creature like cow. They don't know why they die or was harmed or whatever. They cannot see, they cannot understand. They have not enough capacity for it to understand what other creature might eat them and digest. And maybe for some they should eat them and digest, like in the fruits case, because seeds should go through the digestion system and animals transfer them to the other side. So in this case it's spread around and grow in other places and so on. So maybe we same like a grass, we cannot understand something about another creature with much higher. Let's say if a sun or I don't know, Saturn or any other planet is live and have completely different consciousness, and it's too big, we cannot understand it. And if, let's say, Milky Way galaxy, it's live organism, so we will be even smaller than cell in this organism, what work. And for us, it will be really difficult to understand what's going on in that mind. So it can be a million examples on what we can stuck for thinking for quite a while, but it's quite difficult to understand. Same like we cannot understand what it without beginning, without end, like endless universe without size, because we don't have such patterns in our head and it's quite difficult to understand. Same when you do some meditation from a Zen Buddhism or maybe Tibetan Buddhism, whatever. So you imagine complete emptiness. It's not dark, not white place, not gray. It's just absolutely nothing. No color, no form, no nothing. And you just discover this nothing place, and so on. It's many difficult exercises what you do. Try to play with your mind when your mind completely stuck on it, because we don't have any pattern for it, we don't have any example, we don't have any experience what we can compare. And maybe it's help us to grow spiritually, maybe not, who knows. Maybe it's bring us one step closer for understand something much bigger. So I can give you another example. Let's say ants. They make an ant house, whatever, live with their lives, catch some food, and here the elephant is come. The huge elephants, they just can step on an ant house. Probably it wouldn't, just for example. So for the ants, it will be quite difficult to understand this creature, what called elephant or whale or whatever. It will be really difficult to understand the whole continent where they're staying, because they're too small. I will not say about different technology like a computer. They can check all of the computer from all of the size, but still they will not understand how it works and what the software inside and all of the purposes of software and so on. What might be millions of different software made with different purposes and so on. So here can be big variety of examples to understand who is God and what it is, whatever. But from the history still we can pick up something. Let's go, okay, cool. Still we can pick up something and analyze. So basically, if we, I wouldn't say get smarter, but with our analyzation, when we use our logic, we can get closer to some points. Same like in a coaching, when we start asking a question in certain direction, we might get the answer. So discussion of certain things, conclude on it, deep thinking, who knows, might be bring us quite close for get the trick. All right, now we need to run through what will be not easy task, and here probably will be quite noisy, so I tried to come back to you soon when it will be possible. Okay, so who is the God? Yeah, history time. The God who creates everything, super powerful, know everything about anyone. And in different tradition, how many people was killed, animals, just for sacrifice something for the name of God. So why gods need we sacrifice something? And if we come back to the Quran, Torah, whatever, Bible. By the way, tell me, what's the name of the God there? Yeah, right, you're a super smart one, Yahweh. And Yahweh was described like, God with the name Yahweh was described exactly like some creature with a human capacity. Can be greed, angry, happy, whatever. So he's described like really, really like a human, or someone like a human. Same like in Hinduism. Yeah, I love read Vedic knowledge and pick up a lot of stuff from there because it's really convenient. They write it quite precise. So yeah, why not use it? And there was explained a lot of different creatures what still behave really like humans. They are living on different planets, and even we go visit that planets, or people they did before, perhaps, who knows. And some places we can go there only when we get to the certain point of development. So probably when we spiritually grow, I guess. So basically the same explanation have in Buddhism as well. Tibetan Buddhism have a lot of different levels of development, like lower levels for the demons and some spirits, humans, and a lot of go beyond of it. So maybe what we describe like gods, it was just another creatures from another dimension or maybe another planet or whatever, and they have like maybe some superpower compared to us or maybe super technology, what people just cannot describe precisely before and just done it in the best way they can. And maybe they just call them gods because it was really, really powerful. Same if we come now to the tribes who have no idea about technology or planes or whatever, and we have weapons and cool devices and so on, we will be like gods to them as well. Really interesting, like a cargo cult. So read about the cargo cult. So it's explained quite a lot about. So it's more different stuff we can find and read about the different religion. It's just the more questions appear. So who's the God and what's the God? So if it creates like everything really easily, so why he need we kill someone for them? Why they need we kill the animals or people or whatever or money? Yeah, why they hell need our money for? So if they wanna sacrifice someone, they can, I don't know, just create a lot of other people or create anything they want. So basically it don't make any sense. So probably that gods or creatures, it was just some creatures what they called God, but not what was God in real. So same, like people said, oh, the God is watching you every single man and any single moment. In this case, I cannot find any logic at all. So even such primitive creature like I am cannot find the logic for some higher creatures. It will be even more silly. So let's say the God know everything about everyone, and they create a certain way for everyone of living, create a whole life already. So basically the different of group of people, they have a different beliefs because it's just a tractate in different ways. So in this case, if all my fate it's planned already, so in certain case I will steal something or kill someone and after suppose go to hell. So what the sense of it if everything already made? So it's mean person don't have any kind of choice. So it's lose of sense in this case. So basically it was a different group who believe in a monogod, God just the one, and another one who just closer to duality, until our technology grow this high and more atheists came. But still, if you're even atheist, more things you cannot explain much. So yeah, let's come back to the logic. We talk about the one theory. I call it theory actually, but some people really believe in that. So one person made something bad and go to hell and have no choice, and another one not, and everything was planned and made already, what don't make any sense at all. Another case, God love everyone, and if you do something wrong, you will go to hell forever. The same like in a Chinese beliefs. But if you take a Dao, for example, most harsh punishment you will get if you commit some kind of crime to your family, to your relatives. To other people, it's not such strong punishment you might get. You will maybe not go to hell, to lowest level, but if you lie to your family, you cheat, you kill member of the family, it's like a most harsh punishment you will get. But compared to other people, still it have a lot of different variations. So what I try to say, it's really convenient for manipulating people by religion. If we take history again, where the religion appear, in any country, you can take like literally any country, in a certain year, some king or prince, whatever, emperor or sultan, they decide to take a certain religion, and if it was Islam, usually because of the political connection to other country, it was quite useful to take Islam, who was connected with Turkey or whatever. And Buddhist country, they take a Buddhist because of the connections with a near country who was in a Buddhism already. But it's not because all of the people decide. Someone decide for them because it's really easy for manipulate and control people. Before, let's say, people do whatever they want, live in a community way, have some kind of law, they can eat whatever they want, like pork, can drink, and next day, Sultan said, okay, now we became a Muslim and we follow the Muslim traditions and so on. And of course, all people say, great, now we not eat pork anymore. Great, we will not drink anymore, and so on. It's just an example. So basically, people not decide anything in their life. And after, when your grandparents follow the certain traditions, your grandparents, your parents, you follow it and you believe it. And even if it might be not right or wrong. Of course, and nowadays we have a little bit more of freedom and we can decide what we want to believe, who we want to be. You even can decide what gender you will be. What I think is maybe even a little bit too much. So, again, if we come back to our past and just analyze a little bit, I don't want to say anything, I just want to analyze the information, just thinking about it. Of course, I don't want to hurt anyone beliefs they had or whatever. Yeah, I know. Actually, we're not really allowed to discuss certain things and put it especially on YouTube. Let's see, maybe I'll need to cut it something off later on. But it's just the conclusions. We try to figure out what it is and what it was. And before, there on was a shamanism. And if we will dive to animism, it might make much more sense compared to what we have nowadays. Yeah? For instance, people believe in spirits. If something going wrong, they ask spirits for take some sickness back or punish certain person or whatever. Of course, it was the shamans who had certain, let's say, power, authority, whatever, and can get a payment, of course, for it, like it happened nowadays. Still have some shamans country right now, but it make you live like in a more harmony, but people have like less controlled, because everyone can speak to the spirits, and if something they cannot do, they go to the shamans for their advice or make a certain ritual, let's say for to get a fertility. What was before, like in New Year, is everything about to make celebration for the spirits about the fertility. And beliefs in a good and a bad guy, not the ghost spirits. Or give them a gift, give them the energy, make a dancing scene for them. Or bad spirits calm down, not affect people much, or good spirits just turn to their side and help them and all of the things they're doing and so on. So basically, kind of traditions, it still works until nowadays. And I'm not talking only about Cambodia or Thailand or Bali Island, way more. And same if we take Latin America or Africa, in the shamanism or animism, it doesn't much change. But you're not a consumer, you're not a pollute, because you need to look after your environment, after your house and so on, for keep it clean. Otherwise, the spirits might be mad if you cut a certain tree or whatever. So in this case, the place was much more natural compared to now when we just pollute everything, because we turn just to the consumers and even not able to ask some fundamental questions. Yeah, what other case I want to mention, what quite obvious, I would say, let's go to Hinduism. So probably you're familiar, they living in a caste system, so some people from lower caste and higher caste. I'm pretty sure some leaders was create the system because it's really convenient to control the people and prevent any kind of rebel and make it easier for them to obey to the leader. Really convenient, and probably that's why British, they take it all of the land so easily. So the idea, if you born in lower caste, you will not seem to get somewhere a bit higher, so you always will be cleaner. Or if it's caste of warriors, you will be really happy you're born in the family who from warriors, or maybe people who make sales and businessmen, or people of talents, showmen who make dancing or whatever. So you will have a little bit privilege compared to others. So everyone know exact their place. And if you take a religion, so how many castes like Shudras and others. So some people, they just on the middle between you, people, and between gods. What's really convenient, because they can interpret anything what was written in the Vedas, and they can make all of the ritual celebration, of course, for some additional payments, what was about, but basically they make their life trouble-free. They always have income because a lot of people need it, and people really religious. But in my opinion, all of the real religion in India died like hundreds of years ago. Now it's more like following of tradition. But some people, they're really fanatic about. Even if we can mention people who just lock themselves in a cave, meditate all life, or people who stand all life, they just stand and struggle so much. All believes when it come to Ganga River and die there for stop the suffering, like reincarnations, they will not reborn in this world anymore, and so on. So this caste make trouble-free life for them, for their kids, for their grandkids, and it's keep going like hundreds of years already, and it works really well because they just staying on the middle, and you're just a normal person, you cannot do anything because you're from another caste. It's just a really simple example. If you get into any religion, you can find quite a lot. And if we take, let's say, Judaism, is so many rules, like so many rules. And it's appear a lot of question, who is that God who can create anything, who create people, life, whatever? Why he need you follow so many rules what not make much sense? Like what you should eat at what time, can you put a light on or not? If someone been in Israel and just get into a little bit of culture, I think it's hundreds of rules and people follow them until now. For example, for me, from the Western world, some of them, yeah, it makes sense for, let's say, like when you can throw rubbish or whatever, it's just simple hygiene, or it might be a bit better for your health. I just try to find any logic in all of the action. Okay, It's maybe make you more polite, more clean. Maybe it's a bit better for your health if you follow these ways, maybe. But most of it don't make any sense for me. Like when light it should be turned off and who's supposed to cook the food and so on. And people cheat, of course. Same like I know many Muslims who before the Ramadan, the fasting, they eat at night. They said, oh, God cannot see at night, so we can eat at night. Is that cheating? I saw that God can see everything and everyone. Same about drinks. People say, okay, we're not drinking only on a motherland, but in another place we can, on a certain period or at night when God not see. I think, well, for example, in my case, if I not eat a certain food, it's my personal choice because I want to be more healthy or more fit. I just don't want to eat animals. Yeah, it's my personal point of view, and it's based on a certain logic. And I don't want to cheat myself, or I will eat pork or chicken. I will not eat pork or chicken. I don't need to cheat anyone or check when God look at me and not look at me, whatever. So same, what we can heard a lot of times, so everything about the manipulation. So in different times, yeah, let's say about Inquisition, how many people they just burn on the fire, Copernic, let's say, and many others, people who have maybe some special ability or just too smart, it's like, okay, witch, burn her, and so on. Make people live in a total fear, and then you can get to the lead. Then it will be more easy for control and manipulate people. And I believe in some way churches get so much power, I mean so much authority, and get really, really wealthy. So yeah, let's come back to another point. Probably what you heard, God see everyone, always watch you non-stop on a special CCTV, whatever. What it makes sense, let's say, still, I skip a little bit of information and make kind of interpretation from my side, just for make it more easy for understanding. Let's say Brahma is super creature, what we cannot understand, who create a many universe, and some of the world is many dimensional. So yeah, if you read Vedic knowledge, some information, it's making cognitive dissonance in my brain because I just cannot understand it. We live in a three-dimensional world and have a 20, 50 dimensional. Basically, the progression go in a golden section or in a progression of fractal. Basically, we right word is Fibonacci numbers. Yeah, Fibonacci number. So they have a dimension like a 256 dimensional world and so on. So like, how can imagine that? For creatures who live in there, all of this world, it will be even not two-dimensional. It will be like fake, like I don't know, small piece of nothing. And it's huge number of worlds what is discovered there, and all of it create a Brahma. They create it and broke it, whatever. So let's say this creature, God, is absolute. Maybe it's not absolute God. We can assume it's many other creature like absolute who can need a lot of universe, like millions of universe, and many creatures like that. Or maybe this absolute, it's only one creature, and let's say create a different worlds like a software, let's say programming. We will speak in a language that will be more convenient to us, and make some experiments. Maybe it's just all of the experience, so all of your life not mean nothing, all of your suffering, happiness. Instead of enjoy, yeah, you can suffer all of your life for nothing because you're just a part of experiment, perhaps, of course. And all of the project what failed was deleted many files. Some of them comes through. Some of the files is really, really good, what they like it. Maybe it's grow to something bigger, some bigger projects, whatever. But still, he have a superpower, but I don't have any sense why he need to watch like everyone here all of the time, all of the life. Maybe it will be much more interesting when you create a project, take a kind of energy from what our souls are, from all of the source of a global soul, whatever, so we can grow. Like you can take one stem cell and from one stem cell grow a lot of cells to the whole organism, depend from a program what was written on the DNA. You create a software and wait a little bit, and after you look and see what has happened there, it's really interesting. But of course, I compare to my silly human mind, how it might be. It's just a conclusion, because we just do the exercises now, we talk about the silly things, but it might be really hurt someone, whatever. So, and you took another project, and after a while you look at there, nothing happened, boring, delete it. Look another one, look another one. Maybe you give a different program, make a different environment, make a lot of different kind of changes. What will be give a different result, depend from result. And you look there like, wow, it's like really cool. And like, yeah, I like this project. So maybe the whole, this absolute, what we cannot realize now because our mind is really small, he lonely or boring or want to create another creature who will become to same, let's say, level of development, same level of consciousness. Maybe he won't we became same absolute, and maybe just check is it possible or not. Basically, some of the mystics, they describe it in a similar way, not exactly what I said, but a bit similar, in different words, different names, but we can get the point because it's quite identical, let's say. So maybe all of the purpose to create environment for us really violent, really cruel, super difficult, and we don't look on all of the obstacles. We should grow to something bigger, should realize the fake of this reality and other realities and see our potential to grow. Because maybe all of the energy create all of the worlds, it's just a natural way of floating for create something. Create the soul's mind, consciousness, whatever, matter. So yeah, what is the first, mind or matter? So maybe all of this energy is floating and creating non-stop because it's just a natural way for this energy. Who knows? Because let's say we take a smallest particle, quantum physics, they always rotate, they always move and non-stop. And they not spend any energy of it, it's just natural floating. And one element can become to another one, it depends what way of atom, how many protons, electrons have, and everything. Yeah, so we just jump from one topic to another and try to cover it like literally everything. So it just perhaps everything created with this energy and it's separated for different other parts, and maybe our souls, if you have one, if you believe in that, you don't have to, of course, took from all of the sorts of different souls, and now we have a capacity to develop ourselves, to grow. But if it was took from the global source, so it means we like a piece of water, we can come back to the ocean and become the ocean again. So basically it's pretty possible forget any state of development is possible. So yeah, it's only one way for check it out, grow spiritually, personally. So basically it's what I start about before. So we working on ourselves non-stop, we learning non-stop, we growing non-stop spiritually, mentally we make our memories better, we grow our experience, our knowledge, and try to become more divine creatures. Maybe some like gods, let's say, super gods, whatever. So basically you can become who you believe you might become. So if you want to be like an animal, yeah, you can be like an animal, or you can behave like a zombie or like a robot. No problem with that. But if you want to be like a god, it's cool. But I would say it wouldn't be so easy, and it might be a lot of work on it. But it's what all of the videos about the hard working for get somewhere higher, for get something we want to. Need to decide what we want of us. So yeah, let's come back to this absolute mind, whatever, what can control everything. So I don't see any sense for watch everyone, it's necessary or not. Maybe, let's say, if you have so much power for check everyone, I don't know if it makes sense or not. In this case, it will be easy for fix something, for make the projects better, for grow quicker, for adjust something, or maybe the idea for make it float by itself. So I see the explanation why UFO not invade here directly, because maybe all of the civilization, they on a certain level of development and they grow and develop by themselves. Maybe it's some Star Wars going, invasions and so on. Maybe it's supposed to be some cosmic law, what the creatures supposed to not breach it and live by the cosmic law, otherwise it will be total chaos, and they're not allowed to interact in our development. So they do it maybe through kind of influence, spreading some information, maybe make some genetic changes so we can make this conclusion so vast, like unlimitedly vast. Okay, the time go to gym already. So I don't know, is the video long enough already or not? Because yeah, until we start to discuss something, we can go in really deep conclusions and find the millions of proofs, millions of unproofs. So basically we can find a lot of evidence for and against. So yeah, we discuss about the God today. So what it is, what it about, what's that for, why it's so many fails. And yeah, it sounds a bit silly on some questions. And yeah, just have fun, visit your nearest church or mosque or whatever, just ask some of the questions. What's the God name, who is the God, why we need to pay for, and so on. Of course, if you live in a community, you pay like 10% for the community, for make a community grow and help each other. It's pretty common, like before people live until we was separated to individuals, and now we are weak because everyone by ourselves, compared before when we in a community have a lot of power. So now we have only imagined community of sportsmen, of vegans, or people who do meditation and so on. And yeah, we have no power. It's really easy. Separate the people, manipulate them and control. So, about meditation, what quite interesting stuff, how far you can go to discovering your mind. I cannot explain too much. I am still beginner, so probably until end of our days we will be beginners. Doesn't matter how much you try and how much you practice, but still it brings you to some really incredible conclusions, thoughts. Okay, I try to share my experience, some of it. So when you're in another state of mind, when you have no thoughts, you get to the state of understanding, of realization or something, and you feel yourself like super smart. It might be delusion, I admit, but it seems like everything easy, you can understand anything, everything in the world like really simple and understanding for you. And you in a state of harmony, everything is really calm, really smooth, you're happy, your mood like balance, you're not sad, not super happy, you just feel good. I would say you feel great. And then you come back to the normal state of mind, normal thinking. When I'm talking to you now, and you realize, actually I realized, you're just so dumb, like super dumb, and you cannot understand anything about the gravity, why the leaves grow, and before you understand everything, and now you just became like super stupid, and you cannot understand anything what you realized before. So basically your feelings and your experience, if you try to describe to the words, you just cannot do it. So probably that's why I was so interested to read different books of different monks. When I go to different temples, they describe the experience and the meditation, and different schools, they describe it in different ways. What's the dharma, cause and effects, what was before and after death, and what our soul, so our mind are, what the emptiness is. Some of the conclusions pretty similar, some is not. Some get even to some deep conclusions, let's say, to this what they call dharma particles, soul particles, and so on, discuss about the energy and connection. And it's really interesting, and I understand how difficult it is for make a description even a little bit close to your experience what you had before. So probably what example I can make, if someone use psychedelic drugs, so probably the same. I think it's really impossible to describe the feelings. If some person never tried the alcohol and explain what you will feel on the alcohol, it will be impossible. Same if someone never tried sweet, sugar, fruits, let's say like a Moskiv who eat only fish, no sweet there. So if you describe the feelings of sweet, they will not understand you. So same is here. It's harder you try, it more impossible it is. So it's only way you can try it on ourselves. So maybe when you get to that state, even a little bit close, so it's give you ability for understand the certain things. So maybe it's give you ability for understand finally, so what it is God, and where is it, and who is it. So same example, what I suggest you in another video, just try to find out where's your mind, where's your thinking, who is thinking right now, or who is not thinking right now, where is it, from where the thoughts come from, where it's going. Try to watch it. It's why we quite interesting, you can get in a really interesting way of your research. So this kind of investigation might be something most interesting in your life. Maybe the all of your life it for discovering, for look for such thing, who is the creator and why he created, what the purpose, what we should do. Do we follow our purpose? Let's say we have kind of program in our soul, in our DNA, in our mind, subconscious mind, it doesn't matter. And we're not following program, we just totally failed, yeah? So what should happen? Need to delete all of the project, all of the universe, create a new one. Maybe other creatures fail too, maybe not. Maybe we're supposed to get on a much higher level until we start to cooperate with some aliens or spirits, whatever. Like some shamans said, some spirits from another dimension, they're like so smart, we cannot understand them. Like it's too far beyond our mind. And some we can communicate on the same level. Some of them just live in really long time and they have a lot of information, so that's why they easily can manipulate us and steal our energy and so on. So maybe this creator, he made all of those things, let's say some good creatures, bad creatures, creative, destructive, energetic vampires, aliens and ghosts, whatever, who can steal our mind, demons who can control us, and everything in a purpose for make everything life and everything develop. Because if we have everything just fine, all life is good, you don't need to do anything, you will be just relaxed, lay down in your sofa, you have everything you need. So probably you will be not developing yourself, but when you need to find the food, you need to run, you need to hunt, you need to do something, you develop in yourself, your body getting stronger. So you need to think, okay, I have a lot of enemies, they can kill me, abuse, whatever, can cheat very, very well because they're super smart, I'm supposed to get smart. I should know more information for save myself, protect my family, and so on. Maybe I need to make a strategy how to lead on them or fight with them or whatever. And you're going deeper and deeper. And it's if we take only this physical reality, but what about some spiritual reality where the other creature can, let's say, control your mind or change your thoughts, and you even don't know it's your thoughts or not. So here you need to make another research and try to figure out what it is and what is your real mind and what capacity you have and how much energy you might have and what's your real power. Oh, damn. Yeah, it's dead dogs in the river. Oh, they became just a food for fish, but not look so good. So you can go endlessly deep in your research, in your investigation, in your conclusion. It might be way better than you can imagine, and everything what I just saw is just a really simple example. It can be much further away, but I use the stuff only what like based on the logic. I'm a huge skeptic, not believe anything or anyone. So even if I believe the God, okay, I just can connect it through. I don't need any middle guys for who I need to pay for the ritual. If I need to ask. Okay, so same, let's come back to the Buddhism. What Buddha say, all of your suffering come back from your mind, from your thoughts, from your desires, and so on. And you need to control your mind. You need to control your wish, etc., etc. So just meditate, try to realize what's the nature of reality, what the thoughts are, what is the Maya is, whatever. Yeah, and now what we can see in a Buddhist temple, you come to the temple and people pray to have a beautiful girlfriend or boyfriend, and it's have a lot of different money amulets for it. You can buy for pretty good money, and you can pay the monk for the ritual for find a couple for you, not for free of course. And many rituals for be more success and rich, and you can pay every week to Ganesha who would help you to be more popular and whatever. And people come and ask for houses and everything, but nothing was said in Buddhism in a pure way about it. So we're just lazy to get what we want, we're lazy to learn, we're lazy for training, lazy for work, so it's much easier to pay for someone and just ask, okay, I wanna have a new car. That's it. I'll pay you money, okay, I'll wait for it. It's a really easy way. Same, I know many Christians, basically about Islam, mostly people read the Quran. Respect that, but not all of the Hindus read all of the Vedic knowledge, not all of the Catholic read the Bible, and they said, yeah, we are Protestant or Catholic, yeah, I don't read the Bible, I don't need it, just go to church, pay money, travel free. So we're just lazy. That's why it's so easy to manipulate. It's much easier come and listen to some priest who will say any interpretation of any words he wants. That's why it's so many different sects and so many different groups and religion. So anyone just interpret the information their own way and have a pretty good life of it, because we're just too lazy for making research or read from ourselves and figure out what it was, for turn our brain and use the logic finally. So maybe we was created in this way. We have like a super mind when we're in a meditative state, understand everything, and we can go to different state of mind when we use our logic. Let's say a normal state of mind, you compare, analyze information. Maybe it's needed for, I don't know, survive, or maybe we need to use a different level of mind in a certain case, because maybe in meditative states not work or so. So who knows? I just can assume in different ways. I don't know if any of it might be true or not, or all of them false. So it's not more than just a massage for your mind, for make it work, hopefully. And yeah, so it's really simple way. Just believe to someone, just listen to someone, so the Mala can explain you everything you need. Okay, you need cut your clitor because it's the right thing. The woman should obey whatever. Yeah, you need to cover your face, cover your hair. Maybe before it was certain sense. Maybe it's just a cargo code. So we don't know the real meaning and purposes for it. But now the interpretation go, I would say, a little bit too far from it. And yeah, how many wars was made on religion? Okay, let's say simple example of Orthodox or any other religion. You even might see it on a TV, or you can find it online quite easily in the news, let's say. So we come to the church, they teach us stealing, killing is not good. They said about to grow our kindness, generosity, virtue, and so on. And then some war conflict, and priests come and bless all of the soldiers, go on a war, same like in Islam. It's a saint war, so yeah, he bless everyone, go and kill. Yeah, because it's, even if it will be need for the economy or politic, yeah, why not? Everything is good. So I see it like a pretty good manipulation and only about power and authority. And it's nothing compared to God, higher levels of mind or whatever. So I tell you again and again, just check the history, how many wars has been, how many people kill each other in same or similar religion. I didn't say about the Catholic or Muslims. I say, let's say about the Catholic and Protestants or different kind of Islam and so on. Okay, I think it's quite enough for today. Time go to gym. Hopefully it was not so boring for you. So be super smart, and I see you soon later.